Okay, the shop launch went really well. Thank you so much to anyone who made an order. Today is the day that we're going to start packaging everything. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I am quite nervous to see how it goes, but also very excited to start getting some of this stuff out to you guys. Also, if you're interested in seeing how I planned and sourced and designed any of the packaging stuff, how I prepared for the shop relaunch, I'll have a vlog about that down below. But I'll be honest, I'm slightly overwhelmed at this point. I'm wondering where to even begin. I've so far just laid out everything that I feel like I'll need, all of the things that were up for sale. I've got piles of them here, and then I've got like my envelopes and my packing paper here as well, the stickers that I'll seal the orders with. So I think the next step, and the hardest step probably, is going to be getting all of the order info into a spreadsheet and then getting that onto my postage website, getting all the labels printed. We're just going to take it slow and take it one step at a time, make sure we don't make any mistakes along the way. Also, yes, elephant in the room, if you saw the title or maybe the thumbnail of this video, I am pregnant. If you are not interested in that at all, I completely understand. I'll have a timestamp here to where you can just skip to the rest of this vlog. But if you are interested, a few of the, I guess, commonly asked questions, I am 28 weeks pregnant now. In my third trimester. I've got about 2.5 months left. Baby is a girl. We're really, really excited. Pregnancy so far has had its ups and downs, but generally it's been really good, and myself and baby are really healthy, so I couldn't ask for more. I haven't necessarily been hiding it. I just have been quite small throughout the pregnancy so far, just haven't really had much of a bump to show. So all of the videos that you've seen from me in the last however many months, I have been pregnant, but there was just no bump. So I'm going to continue to work for probably the next couple of months. I'm going to try and pre-record some videos as well so that there's still content going up. I'm also really looking forward to some time off once baby is here. But in the meantime, none of my content is going to change. And I think that's it. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But back to this packaging vlog. So I was talking all throughout this bit, but the audio got corrupted as I was talking through what I was doing. So basically, I was downloading a spreadsheet of all of the pending orders that I had currently, and then I went into that spreadsheet and separated all of those orders into 3 different spreadsheets. So there was one for all of the UK orders, one for all of the tracked orders, and one for all of the standard international shipping orders. Doing it this way just made it easier for me to work in smaller batches and also make sure that the right things were going to the right places at the right prices and the right sizes and all of that malarkey. And so here I'm doing just that, going through the spreadsheet row by row, selecting all of the orders that were UK, for example, copying those onto a separate spreadsheet, doing the same for any standard international orders, and then again for any of the tracked orders. And while I was doing that, I was making sure to make a note of how many of each of those categories there were and adding that up at the end to make sure that the number that I'd come up with corresponded with the number of actual orders, just in case one fell through the cracks, which thankfully none of them did. And then I'm uploading that first spreadsheet onto the Royal Mail website, where I print out all of my postage labels, making sure that each column of the spreadsheet is well mapped on their system so that they have all of the address details they need, all of the information on what products people have ordered, how much they weigh, the value of the order, and any other important shipping information. And so the first batch I did was the UK orders, and I just started printing out the labels for those. Okay, I definitely think doing it in smaller batches was a good idea. So far I have printed out the labels for the UK order, so I'm going to start with those ones. I have the order details on my screen, so I'm just going to go through them one at a time, see what people have ordered and how many, and start packaging them up.
The fall is coming, I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires. So I'll throw another log on the fire. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Till all that's left is ash.
Okay, this next portion of video also has some dodgy audio, so I'm just going to voice over what I was saying while I'm talking. It's going to look a little bit uncanny, a little bit AI, but you just have to bear with me. Okay, that took a while. And that was only about an eighth of the total orders. Plus, none of those included the signed copy of my book, which I think will take a bit longer just with the personalised message that I'm going to be putting in for each of those. So, I will say it was really nice to be packaging orders again. It was nice to have all the variation and see what people ordered and how many. It's just good fun. And, touch wood, nothing has gone wrong so far, which is so rare for me. Everything is going really smoothly, despite taking longer than I might have expected. It's all going pretty well. I'm honestly kind of tempted to spend the night here just to get as much time in as possible, but this is one of like 2 nights this week that Ozzy's actually home, and I did say that I'd be home for dinner, so I've still got maybe 2.5 hours left in me, I think. So I think I will move on to the next batch, which will be the tracked orders. That is the next largest batch, so like another 1/8 or so of the total orders, and then the other 3/4 of orders I hope I can get through tomorrow.
Let it burn. Till all that's left is ash. Till all that's left is ash.
Okay, it's day 2 and hopefully it's the final day, the home stretch to get this done. I did find that yesterday, the longer I went on, the more smoothly things were going, the faster it all started going. I think at first I just needed to reacquaint myself with the process of packaging, and after a while I did start to get really into it and find my flow and start getting it done much quicker. So I've done 2 out of the 3 batches that I've separated. So I've done all of the UK orders and all of the tracked orders, including UK and international orders. So the only category left is the standard shipping international orders. It is the largest batch, but should be a little bit simpler than the tracked batch. So the first thing I need to do is upload the spreadsheet of all of those standard shipping orders into Royal Mail so that I can calculate the shipping and make sure that everything is classified correctly. So for a lot of the orders, people will be ordering the same thing. So a lot of the orders will be the same weight and same size. A lot of them will just be one or two of the miniature houses or the greenhouse essential book. So all of those I can sort of bulk together, select them all at the same time and type in the weight and the size of the package that they will be and calculate the cost of that there. And then the same thing will be for any larger packages that happen to have the same weight or size. And then it'll just be down to maybe 20 or so orders that are a little bit different, just different weights, different amounts of things. Some people might have ordered loads of things, and for those I go in individually, type in the weight. And because I had uploaded all of the information about my products on the Royal Mail system, it will automatically know what size package it's meant to be. And if you want to see more about that, I have that in the previous vlog. Then I changed my settings on my Royal Mail account just so that it would print customs forms along with the postage label. So once those are all printed, I just start going through the orders one at a time on Squarespace, seeing what people ordered, how many, making sure that the postage label I'm working with corresponds exactly to the order that I'm looking at as well. And yeah, just go one at a time, get some tunes going, get into the mood, get into the groove with it, and hopefully be able to take these all to the post office, maybe even later today.
Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden things.
And that was the final order, all packaged up, ready to be sent out. I definitely did get into a good flow with this batch, and it was just such good fun to see what people had ordered and all the different places around the world that my work would be going to. I will say I spoke too soon about nothing going wrong. I found out about halfway through this batch that something had gone on in the back end with the postage cost calculation, so I realised that a lot of packages had been charged £2 something for packaging, but when it came to how much I was paying, it would be like £5, sometimes £9, sometimes like up to £17, £18 for me to pay for the postage. So I don't know exactly what went wrong there, why certain things weren't being classed as certain weights, because that's how I categorised things on Squarespace to make sure that the larger items, the heavier items, the ones that would cost more to send would be charged accordingly for the postage. That wasn't the case. It got a bit worrying as time went on and I saw more and more of those, just because that money would then be cutting into the amount that I got for the order. So in some cases, the amount that I spent out of pocket for postage ended up negating the complete cost of the order. And I'm not going to lie, I was a bit gutted about that, a bit worried, but in the end, I didn't end up in the red, and honestly, sometimes that is all you can ask for. It didn't end up too bad in the end, definitely made some losses, but really, the goal of relaunching the shop wasn't to make a load of profit, it was to get back into it, get selling stuff again, and to get all my art and products out there. And I'm so grateful to everyone that ordered. As I said, there is still stuff available in the shop, so if you're interested, please do check it out. But I do think this will be the last of the big batches for this launch. There have been more orders trickling in since I did this packaging session, but I think from now it'll be more manageable amounts to be able to send out once a week. The only thing left to do now was tidy up, get all of those packages into bags that I could take to the post office. I separated them still in those different batches that I'd done, so I had a bag for the UK orders, a bag for the tracked orders, and a couple of bags for the rest of the orders, just so that it would be easier to process once I got to the post office. And then the very final step was marking all of those orders as fulfilled. So I first went through and individually picked out all of the tracked orders, made sure that they had all of the tracking information available on there, and then I was able to just select the rest and say that they'd been dispatched. So thank you so much for joining me on this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye.